Hi everybody, Red Hill Eagle here. Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 13 of A Broken Heart, our WCW 1998 save. And we're on Nitro of week 2 in March, and we start off with a dark match, a pre-show match. The reason I've done this is I wanted to set up a tag team with Steven Regal in there. And I kind of was trying to think of the Blue Bloods, but Bobby Eaton, that's kind of like, that's not in the picture at the moment. So I was trying to think of another partner for him. And I thought of Terry Taylor. Now, the reason I've done this as a dark match is because they haven't officially become a tag team yet. We're going to build up a story around it. But I wanted to put in a dark match just to make sure they didn't have, any bad chemistry or something and just basically ruin everything. So if this had come up as bad chemistry, I would have just had to have had a rethink and, change a plan. But looks like they're okay. So this will become a tag team. In a pre-show bout, they had subpar wrestling and little heat. Royal T defeated Glacier and Prince Ayuki in 8 minutes 40 when Steven Regal submitted Glacier with a Regal stretch. Yeah, so Steven Regal's head and shoulders above everyone else. I'm desperate to get Steven Regal over. I mean, there's a few people, really, in the unimportant and recognisable level that I want to get over, but Steven Regal's definitely one of them because he's got such good in-ring talent. But rating is 60. Good start, although, yeah, it was pre-show. Then the main show opens up with a promo from the NWO, a rating of 86, pretty decent. They want another shot at the world title, but the Alliance actually they come out and they say, look, it's getting a little bit unfair now. You guys think you can do what you like. You guys are taking all the airtime. You're taking all the title shots. You've already had Sid, Hogan, Nash. Just give someone else a chance. So the NWO agree, but they're okay. We'll allow someone else to take you on, Sting. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be non-title. So tonight, Sting will have a non-title match, and they've chosen Chris Jericho. Well, Chris Jericho kind of comes out and says, look, how about me? How about me, guys? Give me an opportunity. I'm currently, having some beef with a WCW legend. You don't get your name mentioned in the same breath of Ric Flair if there isn't something about you. So the NWO kind of, okay, well, I mean, it's non-title anyway. It's not going to matter. So yeah, rating of 86. And this was just to give us a different main event. Matches kick off with Rob Van Dam taking on Greg Valentine, and it's Van Dam getting the win. Our new guy, Ted DiBiase, is his manager, and we want to get Rob Van Dam over, so start giving him some matches, start giving him some wins. And he gets the win in 10 minutes 2 seconds by pinfall with Van Daminator, rating of 50. 69 rated segment. It's just a taped angle. It's a menacing video featuring Goldberg. I couldn't get him on the card this week, so just wanted him there somewhere. And a menacing video. Why not? Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton take on Psychosis and Psychosis 2, although they are kind of spelt slightly differently. But anyway, rating is 64. This was just to get a tag team match on the card. We're not doing much with Psychosis or Psychosis 2. We're not doing much with them. We've brought them in as a jobber tag team, really. We already had Psychosis, but I went and found that Psychosis 2 was available, so, why not? So, yeah, decent wrestling, but little heat. Arn Anderson and Bobby Eaton defeated Psychosis and Psychosis 2 in 7 minutes 3 seconds when Bobby Eaton submitted Psychosis 2. Yeah, Psychosis 2 was the weak link. So, let's just have a quick look at, there's a gimmick, well, I knew there'd be a gimmick change because it's Psychosis 2 debut, but okay, yeah, very good. But no bonuses and no penalties either, though. We've then got an angle. Eric Bischoff is in his office with Terry Taylor. They're sort of finishing up, and there's a knock at the door. Steven Regal walks in, and Steven, Eric Bischoff says, Steven, come in. And Steven Regal notices that Terry Taylor's drinking tea, and he says, "Is that Earl Grey tea?" And then he starts to, yes, it is actually. Yeah, I've always liked tea. Have you really? How fascinating! Did you know that Her Majesty got a special package of Earl Grey from blah blah blah? He just goes on about this whole ridiculous English story, and so Steven Regal and Terry Taylor kind of realise they have a mutual interest in tea. Absolutely ridiculous story, but it's really bringing the Englishness out of Steven Regal, and it's just a setup to, these guys become friends, and this is where, they go on to form a tag team, which we now know can happen because they didn't have bad chemistry. But this is a rating of 48. Oh yeah, so just to sort of finish the angle off, if you really want closure, Eric Bischoff says, "Well, thanks, Terry. I'll catch you later." And yes, what a delightful fellow. And then Eric Bischoff's just okay, yeah, Stephen, yeah, just wanted to chat about your recent progress, and then that's it. That's it. Kind of fade to black, door shuts, whatever. But yeah, that's literally just an angle to set that tag team up. We then got the NWO again, and Scott Hall has got a match coming up, and he's demanding that if he wins tonight, he gets a title shot at Uncensored. I think he's the only member of the NWO who hasn't, in this save, who hasn't had a shot at the belt. So he's saying if he wins his match next, he will get a shot at the title at Uncensored. Rating of 80. But oh dear, he takes on Booker T, and it's a draw. Booker T drew with Scott Hall in 15 minutes 8 seconds, following a double countout. During the match, we also saw Hollywood Hogan distract Booker T, and Kevin Nash also distracted Booker T. So yeah, double countout. This was just we want to get Booker T over, give him a draw against someone much higher pop than him. This kind of sets up a sort of Scott Hall's blown his chance to get a title shot. Rating of 71. Pretty pleased with that one. Gene Okerlund interviewing Eddie Guerrero, and he makes a challenge to Ray Traylor to a match at Uncensored. Nothing to go into detail here. They're going to face off each other, or face each other off at Uncensored, and it's going to end the story. I don't want to say I've given up. Well, no, I have. I've given up on Ray Traylor, and I don't mean that in terms of he's been awful or anything, but there's just people ahead of him. There's too many people ahead of him, and his contract was up as well. So yeah, he'd be gone. He'd be gone after Uncensored. So it just made sense to I'm not going to renew his contract. As I say, there's too many people ahead of him. That I want to be pushing. So I could keep him on as a jobber, but I might as well just sort of cut ties and bring proper jobbers in. But a rating of 62 for this setup. Then got the Steiner brothers with Ted DiBiase, and Scott Steiner is still annoyed at DiBiase for bringing in a new client. Rick Steiner's kind of like, there's nothing wrong. He's a good guy. Seems like a really good in-ring talent. What's wrong with Ted DiBiase? Bringing in someone else. He's not part of us. He's never going to break us up. We're brothers. But yeah, Scott Steiner not particularly happy, and this is just furthering the. We kind of got it down as in a storyline form, but we're gonna go with Scott Steiner going solo, and we need to get Steiner away from DiBiase because they don't have any chemistry. Rating of 68. Mortis and Raft take on Bobby Blaze and Norman Smiley. Blaze and Smiley just are two of our sort of jobbers. Taking on Mortis and Raft. I didn't think this would get a particularly high score. It's 56, but again, want to get some wins for our sort of established tag teams. Terrible wrestling, non-existent crowd heat. Mortis and Raft defeated Bobby Blaze and Norman Smiley in just over 9 minutes when Raft pinned Bobby Blaze with a meltdown. So what do we have? Mortis was head and shoulders above everyone else. So what did he get then? He got wow, still pretty bad though. But Bobby Blaze, wow. I mean, Norman Smiley got more than Raft. I mean, yeah, it's not looking great for this particular tag team at the moment, or any of our tag teams. Really got to strengthen that division up. I would look at the gimmick changes, but it's Bobby Blaze. He's just a jobber, but he did get great. Roddy Piper then is in the ring and he's cutting a promo. In a 79 rated segment, he's just asking the question why all of a sudden the NWO are calling the shots. Who's in charge of this company? Why are the NWO suddenly dictating who's getting a shot at what and against who and where and when? And then Conan comes out because these two are feuding at the moment. He says, Roddy Piper, I think you should be worrying about your own business than worrying about what the NWO are doing. Me and you have still got beef, and I've still got something to prove to you. So yeah, nothing more about this angle. Literally just to sort of give the storyline some advancement, and it looks like it gained heat, which is all good. But Roddy Piper got a point there. NWO seemed to be calling the shots a little bit. Chavo Guerrero takes on Raven. We just wanted to end this story. I should have done it at Uncensored, really. Was it Uncensored? No, what was the show? I can't remember what our last pay-per-view was. Super Brawl. I should have ended it at Super Brawl, but I didn't. I was kind of in two minds to keep it going for a little bit longer, but no, I think I'd rather stick Raven in something else. Chavo's unimportant, and he's probably not a guy I'm going to push, to be honest. But Raven, I think he's recognisable, maybe even well known. Pretty sure recognisable, but that little bit higher, and I can probably get a little bit more out of him, really. So, but I did it in a weapon on a pole match, and it ended in 10 minutes 17. Raven got the win by pinfall. by an even flow DDT. So yeah, 34. This story wasn't really going anywhere anyway, so it's ended. Gorilla Monsoon in the studio in a 60 rated segment, then announces that we will have Eddie Guerrero and Ray Traylor, and we'll have Lex Luger against Buff Bagwell at Uncensored. Literally, that's all this angle is, just announcing 2 matches for our next pay-per-view. Looks like Gorilla Monsoon got a new catchphrase, which is great stuff, and he worked well without script. 88 rated segment, just our pre-match promos from our main event. Sting and Chris Jericho, 2 separate promos within the same segment, one after another. 88, that's a decent score. What does the match get? 79. I was kind of hoping it might be around, well, maybe I was being a little bit optimistic to hope I'd get around mid-80s, but 79 isn't too shabby. Non-title, and it did end by disqualification. Sting got the win by disqualification, and it hasn't stuck it in there. Of course it hasn't. I don't know why it doesn't always do it now. But we had, where's our booking details? Or I thought I did have some, yeah, Hollywood Hogan should interfere against Sting as the finish. So basically Hollywood Hogan comes in, interferes with Sting, and that's why Sting, or Jericho got disqualified. Sting gets the win. And yeah, 79 rated match. That's it for the show. What do we get overall? 71. Oh, it's still so bad. Okay, it's going to pick up, and I appreciate I've had a few comments from people in episodes that are way back now. I think I've only just uploaded 9, and this is 13, and the ratings don't seem to be getting much better, do they? I'm confident they will. I know I've got a lot of work to do. Let's get a few more people into that main event scene, and yeah, we will get there. We will get there. I'm kind of holding off. There was someone who commented on my last video or episode 9 about just sort of really sticking the main eventers in the main event matches, but then you got the same main events every week, and I can't do that. It's not realistic, and it's just not the way I book. Well, to be fair, if this was a private save, I'd be booking the hell out of it. It would just be Hogan Sting every week, but I'm not, and this is something I'm trying to tell a story, and I'm trying to be realistic. And I'm trying to be kind of faithful to the way I would sort of present a show in real life. And so that's kind of the way it is at the moment. But we will get more people over. So yeah, rating is 71. Please give a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody so far who has given a like or commented or obviously subscribed. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so take care of yourselves, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.